see. And we're back. Hi, everyone. Let's see.
Hi.
I swear, when we're all showing up like this, we do look like a bunch of Saiyans with the massive shoulder pads going on.
It's very 80s. I kind of love it.
Also, Addie, I love the dragon. Mushu has a little ball.
Dragons, they really are just like dogs.
Is playing fetch with himself.
All right. Click to move, not Westy.
Right.
Mm.
Oh. Like, Addie, we didn't lose you, did we? Oh, no, you're muted. So, yes, I'm a horrible person. It did not do my homework from last time.
Yeah, me neither. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail the class.
I mean, it's just, we had stuff and things and junk to do and things and, yeah, the cat was being cute. I don't know.
The cat was being cute. I was being a responsible adult and like cleaning house and shit and like laundry. That's a thing.
That you were. Ugh, this domesticated stuff is... I was gonna say it's for the birds, but we're birds.
Wark. Arcane! Oh.
Oh, I'm quiet again? How about that? Maybe I just need to talk louder? As we wait for the chat to catch up.
It's about a 4-second delay. At least on my machine.
Alright, let me see how I can turn that up a little.
There was a thing in Discord where I was messing with my input.
Alright, let me
There's
try...
an output as well.
Well, I have more than one slider. Okay, so this is the maximum... This is the maximum I can do on OBS Studio. And I'm already at my maximum in Discord.
I heard a message. Who sent a message?
I'm still hearing
Hey,
the message.
sorry about that. I'm here.
No worries.
Oh, am I not?
Yeah, you're here. We heard you.
No, my mom just said, "Are you now?" So I'm like, maybe
Hashtag
you're there.
Hashtag existential crisis.
My mom's giving me an existential crisis. What kind of mothering is that? And now she's going to get me a glass of wine, apparently, because last time it was beer.
Yes.
Anyway, so do we
Mom
want
is best influence.
do we want to do this Torment 4 thing? Are you guys okay with that, or?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna die a lot, that's all.
But I'll get good loot, which is
Yes,
important.
yeah, higher chance for better loot.
That's my problem.
I think before that happens, let me, well, I can't really Alt-Tab on this thing. I just need to get to the... Oh, maybe I can just do volume mixer here?
Oh my god.
There we go. Okay.
Thank you, Mama.
Everything's all the way up. Let's see. What if I do microphone? Bird, I can still hear you clicking on things.
That's really weird.
I don't want the troubleshooter. Just give me the control panel.
Yeah, with all those background noises and stuff, it just really sounds like it's a sensitivity issue. And like, so, you know, obviously whatever sound dampening things need to be happening aren't happening.
Let me get into Discord real quick and play with...
Holy shit, man. These fucking new headphones, like, I'm hearing every little bone crunch and everything from these skeletons. I didn't even know that they had their own little sound effects. How dynamic and interesting.
Okay, I'm going to wait over here, and...
Screw it, I'm just gonna do push to talk.
Oh dear. Good luck to you.
Is that bad?
No, I've never had good luck with it, but then again,
This is why I set push to talk as the tilde key, because it's like a key that you never use for anything.
Right, exactly.
Because a lot of the time, if you end up having it as something like, say, control or tab, you're messing with something. Like, the amount of times I've alt-tabbed by accident because of the push-to-talk key being tab.
That's fair. Okay, maybe it's just a distance thing. So, let me try... Oh, God. Oh, God. No, don't do that. That's... Ah, okay. Come on. Rotate. There we go.
Okay, are you still having trouble with me transmitting sounds from my game? I'm moving jewels around.
I'm not hearing
Nope.
anything.
Not hearing a thing.
Okay, it's a sensitivity thing. We'll have to play with it later.
But apparently now I'm hearing myself.
That might be because you don't have your stream muted.
No, I was shifting the position of where the microphone was, and I think it might have been picking me up twice or something. I'm having difficulties.
Sounds like you're making shit up.
It's just exciting.
I'm so excited! Ah! Okay, well, we'll try this, and I will... I mean,
Today is like the day of technical difficulties. It's been like 40 minutes.
Right?
Oh my god.
Oh well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've only been streaming for 7, so hopefully that's not too much wasted time. Okay.
I mean, at least we're in the game now, running around, you know. That's
yeah,
entertaining, right?
yeah, that's...
Running around in circles. Oh, Loki, are you sad? Yeah, you're sad. Hang dog. Okay, so do we want to do rifts or...
Rifts are good with me. I do need mats, but I mean, rifts are probably more XP and more loot, so...
That's fair. Yeah, yeah, our problem is we're just lower level and we need better stuff.
Yeah, and we'll get like more blood shards this way, so at least we can try to, you know, spank Kadal a little bit.
She likes it. Just ask for a safe word first.
Yeah.
I think her safe word is blood shard.
Her safe word is I don't fucking have your gear. Do I sound bitter? Oops.
I can bring that down.
Only a little.
Oh god. Oh, ow, ow!
Yeah, remember what we said about standing and stupid?
Nope! I don't remember.
We have to, repeat that.
Yeah, we have to repeat that several times for me. Yeah, this isn't gonna go super fast because this is still a little bit of a challenge for me. Like, I have my 6 pieces, but I do not have really, like, anything else. Like, I don't have my vested slot belt or rings or weapon or neck. Oh, jeez.
So, you know, I mean, I'm killing stuff, it's just it's not gonna be as fast as I would like.
Yeah, you can't just sneeze and they all fall over right now.
Sad times.
I need essence.
Just gotta keep on cursing them. Also, I have to turn down the game volume.
My essence is too low.
Why is my essence always too low? I'm not doing anything.
Right?
That's why you need to have things that bring your essence back.
Is that a bring sexy back joke? Because I don't know how to get there from here.
I'm sure we could work something out. Oh, I hear a goblin. Where are you, motherfucker?
Over here, maybe? Nope, I'm just... This is bad. This is just bad. Ow, ow, ow.
It's fine. I'm hearing it again, so I think it's in this direction. Yep, found it.
And died. Well, that didn't take long.
I killed the goblin.
Oh, wow. I just came back from the dead again. Oh, God. Ow, ow, ow. Why? I wasn't doing
yeah.
anything.
Regarding essence, if you use Devour Cannibalize, that brings back your health and it restores essence.
Topical.
And also, if you use the Reaper's Wraps, which is a crafted set of wrists, then health globes restore your primary resource, which would be essence.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that, because... I mean... I'm spamming Corpse Explosion, which apparently has no resource, and my essence is still very low. I think it's just the, like, it goes down every time you raise, one of your...
Yeah, essence is used by the command skeletons and the golem.
My insight grows.
Like, if you use that particular, like, if you're directing them somewhere, like whenever I hit my command skeletons, then I'm like sending them towards a target that uses essence.
Right.
The needy bitches.
Yeah, and like, I mean, my build is like essence use heavy. Like my, I'm using a skeletal mage, and every time I summon the skeletal mage, it takes up like 100% of my essence, so I'm down to 0 when I have to use the Devour Cannibalize and get health globes to get it back.
I think part of my problem is that, like, it'll, the passive will immediately start raising them up after I die, and then, oh look, I have all 7 of my skellies again. Why don't I have any essence? Oh, right. Because I died. Because I stood stupid. Again!
Yeah, but that's why, you know, if you have those skills and, like the Reaper's Reps or whatever, then it'll help you get it back pretty quickly.
So next time we're in town, I'll have to look for those.
Yeah, I think by now we should all have all the crafting recipes.
So how's everyone doing out there today?
I have wine.
Oh, crud, I forgot my beer. Like, I have beer, I just haven't gotten to go get it.
I can bring that down.
Oh, my friend just texted me that they love me, and instead of hearts, I got ghosts.
Ah, shit. That's what I get for looking at the chat window.
Oh, I thought I died.
Nope, that was just me again. Arcane, I have my skills set up in an opposite order. So, my one skill, like, okay, so, my 1 is Land of the Dead, 2 is Command Golem, 3 is Command Skeletons, and 4 is Corpse Explosion. Now, I did it like that because it's easier for me to spam with my index finger than my pinky or my ring finger. So that's why Corpse Explosion is on 4. It's just easier that way.
Yeah, I have
boss is named Sin Mortar Gripe, and I totally read it Sin Mortgage.
That would be a pretty terrifying monster.
No shit.
The possibilities.
Stop shooting that purple shit at me. Oh, you want to curb stomp me?
Oh my god, Moof. Are you making the mic go? Can you hear his mournful cries in the background?
No.
No, he's not right
I
now.
cannot, and that makes me sad. Oh, there he is.
Meow? No? He's like somewhere across the house. I was just hearing like a distant mournful cry. Oh, there he is. Hey, where are you?
Oh, the baby.
He wants scritches.
Aww.
I need that hand to play though.
He's not content for merely a lap.
Meow. There you are. Meow. Meow. Meow.
He's clearly gone.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I mess around with my settings too, because like whenever I have a skill that has me run faster, I find it for some reason most comfortable to be on the 2 key.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like usually when I look at builds and stuff, they always have it on the right click, and I'm just like, that is so not intuitive for me.
Right.
I always end up fucking it up. So yeah, I just have like a certain kind of thing in my brain on what makes the most sense. Oh yeah, don't stand there.
I can't stand anywhere. How am I supposed to do this? I'm sorry, I'm a little whiny today, apparently.
Dare I make the comment?
Which comment? Because, I mean, now
today.
you have to. Oh!
You left yourself so open for that, though.
Thank you for escorting me through the door.
Oh, there's another fucking goblin. Little bastard.
Oh.
They've all just been running like plain ones, though. Come on now.
That needs to recharge.
Oh, good. Got it.
Yeah, that did shit all. Why, hello there, you bastards. Ah, no, I haven't had enough wine to be that clever.
Don't teleport over here by me, you asshole.
What the? Oh, wow. Whew. So, I will go ahead and say that, oh god. Oh god. Ow,
Enlightening.
ow, 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 ow,
Yes.
ow,
Truly a riveting experience.
ow. Ow, ow, ow. If I have to mute myself at any given time, I will still try to play. So my dad had some kidney stones today, and he's currently out of surgery. Apparently it went very quickly, went very well. No complications or anything. He's fine. He's just... Oh, God.
I am returning to town.
Yeah, no, it's not a pleasant experience.
They had to go get it the fun way.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm waiting to hear if they're home yet or whatnot. Oh, goody. Not one legendary.
That was the only one I got.
Oh, wow.
If no one wants it, I'm gonna go stick it on my
Let me look here.
follower. Yeah, I didn't get a single one either. No one
Go
loves
ahead.
me.
I should probably get my list of what weapons I'm looking for. And other things along that line, like the gear that I still need. What do I want?
Let's see. Oh, I should probably level. Okay. Yeah, I think it's time for a beer.
Good choice.
I can't have one. Still on that stupid diet of stupid.
It is pretty stupid. I just stay fat. I can't give up things.
The thing that I like about this one is it's only 30 days. That's it, and then I'm done, and I'm gonna eat whatever I'd like when I'm at Dragon Con.
Loki, like, will not stop moving around. What the hell, dude? I already let you out. I fed you. Oh, wait.
And
Maybe
back.
it's behind a closed door.
Yeah, we're gonna go give blood at Dragon Con, and then we're gonna get we're gonna go to the steakhouse and be like, give us the biggest steak you can legally sell us, and the biggest beer you can legally sell us.
All of it.
Yes, Arcane, the first time that I did this diet, so it's 30 days, right? Day 31 was the day they released the Unicorn Frappuccino.
Oh,
And yes, I got one.
fabulous. That must have felt great.
It was an experience.
Yeah, ideally, I'm going to be building a whole other set because apparently this is really a great build for like group progression. But for now, I'm trying to get what I can. I was thinking maybe the Inarius set, which I think is that red one.
I kind of like some of the stuff on Tragul's.
Oh no, that's the red one, is Tragul's.
I really
Yeah,
need to.
Corpse Lance build that I was looking
I really need to spend some time and like actually look up all these different builds. I'm not that educated in that market.
Oh shit, I should have let you take that. Oops, I forgot you have to have
No, it's okay. I'm just dead anyway.
I mean,
Yeah, we don't need any help.
Good God! What the... Oh, right. We're in Torment 4.
Yep. Don't stand in stupid.
Everywhere
I did
is
ask if it was
stupid.
okay. I can bring it down if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It just means I have to be better. That's not going to happen anytime soon.
Stop sucking, that's all. Stop.
What's the matter? Suck less. That's what.
The drops
Oh God,
need to suck less. All I'm getting is fucking blues. What is this bullshit?
Yeah, the loot sucks ass tonight.
Why are you exploding around me? Explode up there. Stop it. So yeah, apparently with Land of the Dead, it's not enough to just have line of sight, you have to have physical line of sight. So this particular level is really bad for that.
This one does get a little twisty.
Arcane, I totally heard that in Aaron Burr's voice. Thank you.
Very nice.
Let me offer you some free advice. Suck less. What? Smile more.
Slay more.
Get the shrine, get the shrine.
Alright, got it. Oh god.
And don't die.
Yay! I didn't die that time!
Well, if you were gonna die there, I was just gonna be like, you had one job!
Like,
I need
it's...
the item that gives me 2 skeleton mages, though.
It's times like these I kind of feel like I'm channeling Launchpad from the new DuckTales. Oh, family truly is the greatest treasure of... Oh no, the ground!
Oh, Launchpad, I loved him. I actually really loved Tailspin.
That's fair. I mean, I understand it is a very beloved portion of the Disney afternoon. It wasn't my beloved, but that's okay.
It was pretty much that and Darkwing Duck,
Yes!
as far as the Duck Disney stuff goes, I guess. I also
Oh god.
really loved...
Ah, damn it!
I stood in stupid there for a second. I've avenged thee! I really loved Freakazoid, though. That was one of my favorite
Oh, wow.
shows.
See,
And
we didn't
Animaniacs.
We didn't have Disney Channel at my house. I was like purely Nickelodeon.
Oh, well, see...
I didn't have Nickelodeon because I was in Canada. So
Well,
Nickelodeon
you
was
know.
one of those things that we got to see once a year when we went to Florida, and that's why we wanted to stay in the hotel all the time, because I was like, fucking Ren and Stimpy!
Yes, Ren and Stimpy, yes.
But other than that, I didn't get Nickelodeon. And I loved Real Monsters, and I loved just,
Rugrats.
yeah, except fucking Angelica.
This is actually... Oh god, I'm old. This is before my time. Like, okay, so we didn't have... we didn't have Nickelodeon and we didn't have Disney because we were... we were poor. But the Disney afternoon came on like... It was... It wasn't Disney. It was just something... It was some other
It
channel.
was like NBC or something. It was like a kids portion, because we didn't have Disney either, but those shows were on there.
Yeah. But the
It was like
Nickel-
on network TV or something.
Yeah. But
Probably ABC because they belong
Yeah.
to Disney.
Yeah, so it was probably ABC Family, like that they had some sort of like afternoons, after school time that they played all those cartoons.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I remember like my favorite bits from growing up was like if I can't remember if they were on Nickelodeon or not because some of my friends had it. I know my great grandparents had it because I would always go over to their place on Sundays. So I remember things like You Can't Do That on Television.
I remember that one.
The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Yep.
Salute Your Shorts.
Salute Your Shorts.
Hey Dude Ranch.
Oh my God! Hey Dude! Oh, that was great. Let's see. But I also like my introduction to the Muppets were Muppet Babies.
Same.
I also liked Eureka's Castle, Danger Mouse and Count Duckula. But yeah, I can't remember if that was Nickelodeon or not.
Danger Mouse and Count Duckula, I think they might have been Nickelodeon, but it was before my time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like a special... We've got 30 minutes of programming that we are bringing some cartoons from the UK over.
I don't know, because like basically,
Gosh,
we didn't have Nickelodeon because at the time, like, well, Canadian broadcasting laws are a bit tricky because
That's fair.
because like the US has so much media coming out all the time. Canada ended up coming up with this law where Canadian broadcasting stations have to have a certain percentage of Canadian content. So, like, you would get, so, like, and it's still, like, I mean, it's still something that's in effect today. Like, like, if you listen to Canadian radio, they have to play a certain percentage of Canadian bands. And then they can play, like, anything else, the other percentage of that block or whatever. So, I think it's, like, supposed to be 80% Canadian or something like that, or 60%. It's the majority, like probably 80%. That's about right.
Wow.
So I had YTV, which was basically something like Nickelodeon or whatever. They had some of their own programming, and they also had like we saw some stuff from the States and all that. But we had, I don't know if Cyber 6 was something that got played in the US.
Cyber 6, no. Okay, so tell me, do you know of the computer animated show Reboot?
Yes, Reboot was pretty huge on YTV.
Oh my God, I missed that so freaking much.
I was not one of the people that really got into it.
We had it, the US had it for like 2 seasons, and then the licensing, like, it just disappeared at the end of a huge fucking cliffhanger. And then
Reboot was always on.
well, that's because it was Canadian, and the US, like, for some odd reason, the licensing was not picked up in the US, so the only way to watch season 3 was if you were in Canada at the time. Like, I don't think you can even buy the DVDs here. You have to buy them from a Canadian store.
Yeah, that's the, like, there's a couple of, like, Canadian TV shows that I really liked growing up that it's really hard to even find stuff on DVD. Like, there's this show that I loved so much called History Bites, and I think that's a Canadian show. And it was basically done in the style of, like, channel surfing, but it's like if they had TV in historical, like, in major points in history. And so it's like, it's an ensemble cast. It's like the same few people every time, and they're all playing. Like, there's this one woman that did a really, really good Martha Stewart, and so she'd be like a medieval Martha Stewart, or a Renaissance Martha Stewart, or like a Visigoth or whatever. Like, they had like all the different eras going on, and cooking shows and comedy shows and the news and all that, and it would just be like very tongue-in-cheek, like, oh, you know, children, hundreds of children died today because of the plague, and like they're just kind of really blasé about it. It's such a fucking funny show.
That sounds
like,
amazing.
It's so good, but like it took me like weeks to try to download it because there's so few seeds. And like I can't find it on it doesn't exist anywhere. Like you can't find it anywhere. I think you can get clips on YouTube, but like you can't get like full episodes. And it's so depressing.
So we also have some watchers over on YouTube. One of our let's see, hi Steven. Majority of content in Australia is US, I think. We do have a bit of our own stuff though.
Like
the only thing,
yeah.
the only thing I know about Australia is that y'all have to pay way too damn much for video games.
Oh god, yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
God,
the markup
yes.
on video games. Well, on everything really. It's like
For Canada too?
well, it's not as bad as Australia. We get markups too, but not like that.
Also, he says he asks, Sanctuary was Canadian, wasn't it?
Sanctuary, is that the one with
Sanctuary.
I don't remember that one. What do we have here? Nope.
Hey, Addie. Did you want the Inarius set? Because I just got the hands for it.
Sure.
Okay. This one might be like I only barely remember it, but let's see. It was a like sort of a public broadcasting kind of cartoon show, but they were actually like 20 minutes long. It was called The Raccoons.
I remember the Raccoons. That was a French-Canadian show.
Okay. Because, like, I got a hold
Yeah.
of one episode, and I wanted so many more growing up, and
Oh
I
yeah, no,
didn't...
that show was always on. And it was, I think it was originally in French, and then you could get, like, English versions. But I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
wow.
that was, like, a French-Canadian show, if I recall.
Steven says, Sanctuary, it was Amanda Tapping sci-fi?
Yes, Amanda Tapping. I'm like, Sam. Because I remember her from, you know, Stargate. But yes, so Amanda Tapping. And she apparently went to university here in my city, as well as Colmfiore. He has a star on our little tiny small town sidewalk.
Huh.
Fancy.
Yeah. I see. Oh, I mean, it's not a small town. I think it's like 400,000 people in the the city and county area combined. But it's not big. I mean, we're right next to Detroit, and they've got what, like a couple million or something. So.
See you soon.
But I do go like every day and not necessarily see the same people every day, you know. So. Look at you getting fancy shit.
Well, just clearing out my blood shards there.
You got one of my best in slot weapons with your stupid blood shards.
I'm hoping that I'll eventually get the skull shield.
Yes, that's like if you're building the Rothma set, then that's a good bonus to add to it, is that set. Weapon and shield.
So which Stargate? Like I admit, I know she was on SG-1.
Yeah,
Was
that's
she...
the one. She was in pretty much all 10 seasons of that.
Yeah, was
and
she
was
also
in a
in...
couple of episodes of Atlantis.
Okay.
Like the whole main cast made like cameo appearances.
Right.
In a couple of episodes here and there of Atlantis. And then there were follow-up films after the show ended to kind of wrap up each storyline that they had going.
Mm-hmm.
So she was in those, but that was all there was.
Like, I kind of wanted to, like, I need to sit down and watch all of SG-1, and I really...
Yes, you do.
And I want to give Atlantis another try, if for no other reason than...
Sexy Pants Man?
You'll have to be like... the only one that I'm recalling that I know is on that show was Jewel State, and...
Oh yeah, she's on that too. What's his face? Khal Drogo, he's on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's kind of his big break.
Yeah, that was like his first big show. And oh my fucking god, I loved him.
Mm-hmm. Now, did what happened to Universe? Like I heard, I never heard anyone say anything
liked
about
it. Oh, I loved it. From what, like, where I watched, I don't think I even ended up, honestly, I don't think I finished it after a certain point, because I'm really bad at, like, dropping shows, not necessarily because I wasn't interested, but because I get distracted and then I don't pick it up again. And I keep on going, oh, I need to finish that, or I need to get back to that. So that was one of those things. But I was enjoying what I saw. The issue was, and I think, which I mean, I thought was kind of stupid that it was an issue because they were upfront about it before the show even started, is the fact that the tone of the show was much darker than the other series. The series generally, I mean, they did have dark themes at times, obviously. I mean, there was this whole, alien race coming to try to kill all the people, and the whole slavery / symbiote / parasite thing, whatever, like there's other, it's not that there weren't dark themes, but there was sort of just a lighthearted tone to the show overall.
Mm-hmm.
And even like some of the religious stuff that they explored or whatever, it never really got as dark as what Universe was trying to do. And I think the other issue that people had with Universe is the fact that it was a very self-contained story. I mean, like, they were on one set. You were on a ship that was moving at insane speeds through some sort of wormhole. So there wasn't really a lot of opportunity to get them off the ship. And I mean, so it's like they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that, because even though they did have a couple, like, they started to learn, oh, there are windows where we can like warp onto a nearby planet within a certain time window until we're out of range, kind of thing, right? So there's a little bit of tension there, and they do get off the ship and that kind of stuff. But it's like most of the time they're stuck on the ship, they're heading towards unknown places, because the point was that they ended up like, this ship was already in transit and they ended up like stargating onto it.
Oh yeah, because like they found a way to unlock the 9th and final chevron, and something went wrong, like it usually does.
Oh well, of course, that was the premise of the show, right? Like, I mean, the point was that it was the ancients programmed this ship to go somewhere, and they can't figure out where it's going or whatever, and it's been obviously going on for like hundreds of thousands of years or whatever. So, there's all this mystery, and it's like ancient technology, and you get to know a little bit more about the ancients, and there's of course stuff going on the ship that they don't understand, and blah, blah. Like, to me, it was really cool stuff, but having it be such a self-contained thing, it's a little niche-y. So the people that really love it, it's kind of like with the Hannibal series and the fandom, where it's like, it's a fabulous show, but only for certain people, and it's not something that's going to have mass appeal, and networks they don't tend to stick with shows that only have niche appeal.
Yeah.
Even though the people that do love them dearly.
You could say the same thing about Firefly.
Oh yeah, well, I just don't... Firefly's not a good thing to discuss with me if you love the show.
Okay. Steven was also saying a Universe was meant to fund more movies and series, but it was awful. It had its good points, but it was too different than the previous series. Like you were saying, it seemed self-contained. Like,
yes,
we've got
it was
an
very
idea.
Totally different.
We got an idea and we want to take it in a different direction. And while I applaud, I ultimately applaud writers for saying we want to take an idea and do something different with it. I feel like we need more of that. It's just a lot of times the execution itself can get lost. And
well, the trouble was
because of it.
Yeah, the trouble here was the fact that, I mean, they chose to do this with a show that's been around for like more than a decade. Like the first series was 10 seasons.
Yeah.
And the Atlantis series was 5 seasons, and then they still had those follow-up films. So it's kind of like, when you look at that, there's people that have loved the show for a good portion of their lives. And when you start to change the tone from there, you're going to end up losing those people, which are the people you should be appealing to. Like, the people that are still sticking around to sit down and watch this new show that is something that they normally love, and do something so very different that it's like, well, this isn't what I was looking for, this isn't what I love. You know, it's like you're going to find that it's just not going to gain the audience you wanted.
See also the different iterations of Star Trek.
Yes, every Star Trek fan has their own season/series that they prefer. And, like, I've definitely run into things where, like, people get very, like, adamant about which one was the best.
Yeah.
Because obviously each one had its own focus, and like, I preferred Voyager because it was the most character-driven show, and I tend to be into character-driven things. There are people that are more into Deep Space Nine because that was more of a political show. Like, it was definitely more driven by kind of filling in all the gaps of the lore that you learned from shows like The Next Generation and the original series. Because The Next Generation and the original series were just space exploration, coming up with all sorts of new shit to happen.
Well, I would argue that, for the time, the original series tried to be very topical.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that it was like, when I say political as far as like Deep Space Nine, I mean like political within that universe.
Right. Well,
because all of the shows definitely.
It's a show about political machination.
Yeah.
Yes. Because they were talking, like, they did a lot more with the what was it, the Dominion.
Oh yeah.
And there was stuff going on with the Cardassians all the time, and you know, basically seeing how the Prime Directive isn't always something that's successful, even within the Federation or whatever. Like, it's that, like, there are ways that they have to go about things when there are other races that are still at war and all that kind of stuff. They're trying to, you know, be diplomats and peacekeepers, but, you know, then you've got, like, spies and Cold Wars and stuff going on, and it's like,
So Steven asks, what are your thoughts on Discovery, the new show that CBS is doing? I'm afraid. Jeez, Addie.
what? I didn't do nothing.
Bird, I think we might have lost you again.
Sorry, I forgot I had push to talk on.
Oh. Yeah,
Don't laugh at me.
Discovery, like, I honestly have not done that much reading into it because...
Yeah, no, I haven't looked into it at all. I've only seen, like, one promo image, and I know that Brian Fuller was involved with, like, the concept of the show and laying out the direction.
He was, but I think he walked away from it before American, like, either right before or right after American Gods was greenlit. And with the amount of time that it has taken Discovery to launch, I mean, am I right in thinking that it should have launched like 6 to 8 months ago?
I don't know because
I seem to remember that it was always slated to start like this fall.
See, I had heard January, and I had heard March, and I had heard April, and then I heard indefinitely, and then finally it's like the end of September.
Well, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that it was Brian Fuller and he was busy.
Yeah,
no,
well,
he's still not involved with it, though.
Right, but the January, February, all of that was when he was still involved, and that was because of American Gods.
Yeah, like, he was involved in, like, 3 things at the time. There was American Gods and Star Trek, and there was something else he was doing. And, you know...
Well, like, and I think it also dawned on him, he was like, oh yeah, August is coming.
Yeah. and obviously he still has that enthusiasm for that. So, you know, but from what I did read, he said that the people that he's left it with are still like kind of there following what he originally envisioned, and that, you know, he feels confident that they're going to basically keep that direction going, I guess.
I'm excited for what casting I've seen.
Yes,
I'm excited that they're going to really kind of continue the quest begun with the first one of being very inclusive.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, okay, if it's already pissing off a bunch of, like, you know, bigots and stuff, and, you know, they're going in the right direction.
Right.
Right, exactly. And so basically I'm kind of in wait and see mode. I probably will wait for the whole season to come out and just watch it all at once.
That's kind of what I do with shows in general.
It's especially good to do with Brian Fuller's shows.
Yes, yeah, because he tends to tell the story across the whole thing instead of just like an episode is never truly self-contained for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. American Gods got close to that, but still, it was so.
Like, he gives you hints and tidbits and morsels, and then it's like you get to finally see what's been going on by the end.
Exactly.
Also, I can't remember.
Why I end up loving his show so goddamn much.
I can't remember which one of you had posted it, but American Gods Season 1 DVD October 17th. Holy crap.
Nice.
I am very happy.
With commentary, of course.
Naturally. Yeah, I still haven't watched any of the show. I finished reading.
It's good.
Yeah, I finished rereading the book a little while back. I've started on the Graveyard book by Neil Gaiman, and I've been enjoying that quite a lot, actually. I love his storytelling style. Like, he tends to go into the realm of absurdity, and that's like one of my favorite things.
Jesus Christ, that's a big fuck off demon.
Don't worry, I'll make him fuck off.
And that you did.
But yeah, like, I don't know if you guys know anything about the Graveyard book.
I think I've got it. I've never read it.
But basically, it's about a child. His family gets murdered right in the beginning of the book by a man named Jack. And he's like maybe 2 years old at the time, not even. Like, he's still in diapers and can't speak or anything. And he ends up crawling out of his crib, and like, because the man Jack leaves the front door open, the child leaps out the front door, and he ends up in the graveyard. And so he ends up like escaping Jack without, you know, like, Jack doesn't notice that the kid leaves, so he goes after him. But after the parents are dead, the mother ends up, like, her spirit manages to get to the graveyard to beg the ghost to take care of him. And so they end up deciding that they'll take care of this living child. He ends up being called Nobody, but Bod for short. And so then the rest of the story is kind of like following this boy growing up in the graveyard, being raised by ghosts, and a man, or I say a man, just, you know, his guardian, Silas. And it's not clear what Silas is, except that he's not alive or unalive. Like, he has freedom to leave the graveyard and go to other places and stuff. He seems immortal. Who knows? But it's very intriguing.
For all intents and purposes.
Yes. And, you know, like, it's interesting. Like, the thing that I've liked about Neil Gaiman stuff that I've read, especially when it comes to, like, his kind of more child-oriented stories, like Coraline, is the fact that he does do the kind of child level or point of view really well without treating a potential child reading it like a moron.
Right. Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, you get that Bod at like 5 or 6 years old has certain limitations in his understanding, but he's still a very clever child and has, you know, certain connections that he makes that still seem reasonable. But there's
Sorry.
a lot of stupid going on. It's okay. It's all good. I'm doing what I can.
Well, we're at that point where like 97% of the thing being full, and now everything is Zerg rushing. Oh god. Oh good, and it's behind us.
Oh, it's just a sand shaper. It's fine. It's fine.
This is fine.
We probably want to kill this guy though because of the arcane.
Oh god, yeah.
There we go. This should disappear.
Where is it? Yeah, I have a weirdly changeable relationship with Neil Gaiman's writing. I do think he's a really great writer, but I tend to like his short stories more than his long form. Just
Yeah, I feel that way about Stephen King for the most part.
same. There's
Same.
only like 2 Stephen King books that I actually like.
Yeah, I'm one of the many that love The Stand.
I want to read The Stand because
It's worth a read, I would say. I know not everyone agrees. There are some people that have... Well, I think that some people don't like The Stand because it's his most popular, maybe. You know, some people just have that sort of aversion to popular things or whatever, so they want to seem like they're cool or something, or niche. I don't know.
Never understood that.
Yeah. And I'm like, I just like the things I like. If they happen to be popular, cool. If not, cool. Like, whatever. But anyway, The Stand definitely, to me, I don't know that it's necessarily his best book. I think that tends to vary in opinion, but it's, to me, one of the more interesting books he wrote because it's, you know, normally his horror is sort of like stuff that's happening in plain sight, but you don't necessarily know it's there, sort of thing. Like the regulators, like some people don't notice what's been happening and some people do. And, you know, like Carrie, like everybody knows her and everybody's been making fun of her and stuff. And then it's like, so she's been like under people's noses all this time and then she wreaks havoc, right? Like it's,
Right.
he seems to do that sort of thing quite a bit. And I mean, there is definitely elements of that in The Stand, but the point being that like, this is sort of a cataclysmic event that's happening. And it's like, he's following a bunch of different characters, all like, you know, you have like a different chapter all dedicated to all these different characters, and sometimes you have no idea why you're even following this character. Like there's a couple of them that, you know, he keeps on going to them, and for a long time you don't know why it's even relevant to be following this character's point of view.
I love stuff like that.
Yes, and then it's, you know, eventually you see those connections and those things come together, and, you know, the stories converge by the end where it's like, okay, now all these people have gathered in one place that have all been traveling to this place, and seeing how the characters that you've gotten to know and how their personalities that you've gotten to know start to mesh together or clash or whatever. And it's, you know, so again, obviously it's a very character driven story, and that's what appeals to me the most. And so it was definitely one that I tore through. I think I read it twice, actually. And I don't, like, I'm not one to reread books a lot. Like, the American Gods one was kind of it's because I didn't remember much of it, and the show came. So I was like...
Right. Yeah, we did the audiobook. My issue with Gaiman's writing is like he does, like I said, he does these really good short stories, and there's scenes in American Gods that are just like jaw-dropping. They're such
like
good
fabulously
writing.
poignant and all that stuff. Yeah,
Right,
it
but
has some good like scenes throughout the whole thing.
yeah, but then like there's places where it's just like, oh my god, I can see where you like stitched this together. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not one to judge because God knows I'm guilty of that in my writing, and I'm not, you know, I'm nowhere near as good as he is. You know, what I'm stitching together is not very good quality. But he, that's the one thing that bugs me, and it always catapults me out of the experience with his writing. Yeah. And I can just sort of shrug it off most of the time, but it drives me insane when that happens. So I usually stick to his short stories because his writing is so good.
Yeah, no, that's like I do like the way he paints a picture, and he tends to be very character driven as well. Like he gives these personalities to these characters and gives everything so much life. Like it's you can see the faces in your head, you know what I mean? Like you see the animation in your head.
Oh yeah.
Of like, you know, you like sunken eyes and like elongated chins and like somebody like covered in cobwebs or something, you know, like you get that sort of very I hesitate to say like something like Nightmare Before Christmas or whatever, but it's like there does tend to be that sort of like mental aesthetic for me with his stuff.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And it's not necessarily just that it's Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm thinking because of Coraline, because it was the same director as Nightmare Before Christmas for Coraline. So the aesthetic kind of carried over with that. But it's like it worked so well. And like reading the book, I was kind of like, yeah, that's pretty much like exactly what I pictured. Like those sorts of exaggerated features and things. And it's like I felt that way with American Gods, and I felt that way, like I'm feeling that way with the Graveyard book and stuff like that. So it's, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I'm getting lost in babbling.
American Gods was really good. And it's one of the few times I ever tell people, you need to read the book before you see the show, because the show is so much bigger.
Yeah.
It's one of the few cases of that where the show is, the visual medium is actually more expansive than the book, and it's because, you know, we're not locked into, you know, shadow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does give us those tidbits with like the Coming to America stories.
Yes, and there's those, and there's even some of those that aren't in the book.
Yes,
like,
I
the deal is not in the book.
Yeah, I do remember seeing like things about like how they've expanded on the story or whatever. But yeah, like in the book, you're definitely limited primarily to Shadow's point of view, and you only get like the occasional tidbit, like flashes of Laura, or like there was a very brief thing I think with Mad Sweeney and with Bilkis or whatever, and like when Technical Boy went after her. And a couple of other things like that, but most of it was definitely just Shadow and how he saw the world, and you know, you were kind of like along for the ride with him, like you weren't sure what to believe when he wasn't sure what to believe.
Right.
Oh, Ginger Minge. I love Thank you for that, Arcane.
Yes, Laura Moon meets Mad Sweeney in the show and calls him Ginger Minge.
Nice.
Like, Laura in the show is totally different from the book. Well, I don't want to say totally different, because you just don't really know what she's like in the book. Like, she's...
Yeah, no, she doesn't get a lot of depth. Like, she basically, obviously you get the circumstances of her death, and you get what she meant to.
Spoiler alert, not really.
And you get, like, you know, how... You get tidbits, I guess, of, like, how she feels about Shadow and stuff like that, but you definitely don't get, like, a lot of her point of view enough that you're gonna, like, feel like you get into her headspace.
Like, in the book, and Birdie, you can back me up on this one, it seemed like Laura in the book was almost a Deus Ex Machina character, and...
Yeah, she was a plot device on legs.
And...
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, that's sort of, her function.
She is so not in the show.
Yeah, like, I mean, granted, there are a couple of things that she actually, like, that do correspond, but the show shows her getting from point A to point B, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah, because, like, in the book, it's just, she just shows up places, and you're kind of like, oh, that's convenient.
And they don't really explain in the book how she's following Shadow.
There seems to, like, my impression, from what I recall now, was that there was some sort of connection, and I think it had something to do with the coin, because he's the one that gave it to her.
And you actually get to see sort of how that works.
Yeah. So, I mean, because he obviously, they also established that he has powerful dreaming skills. He has sort of a projection thing that he does without realizing it sometimes. And I think that she was able to latch on to that through the coin more easily than most people would. Because she's actually, like, still attached to him as a dead person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they give that in the show much more, physical presence. It's a literal thing rather than just, well, it's sort of kind of this sort of a thing. It's like, no, it's this. This is how it works.
Yeah, and I mean, like, obviously, given the way that the book was structured, it would have been really difficult to add all that kind of stuff and not make the book feel like it was dragging. Because there was so much going on that obviously Gaiman wanted to show. So it was like he had to prioritize which stories he was going to tell. Like, I mean, there's that, he took out the entire chapter where Shadow met Jesus. Like, that never happened in the book because he just couldn't fit it in there.
In the audiobook, the 10th anniversary Author's Preferred Edition, that's tacked back on as a sort of not an epilogue, but like
no, it's like an omake chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I have the extended version of the regular like audio book. So it's like tacked on at the end. So it's like there's a little bit of a forward with it to explain what this section is and why he took it out, and but that he still liked the scene, and in his mind obviously it still happened, but it's just that it didn't really fit the overall feel of the book.
Well, it ain't how they do it in the show. How they do it in the show is fabulous.
Well,
it's
again,
so good.
The way that I'm assuming, like, first of all, I have faith in Brian Fuller anyway, but like I assume that they are able to structure things in a way that it makes more sense and it fits better.
Yeah, that was one thing that Brian Fuller wanted to do from the beginning, because while he thought it was a great story, in his words, it's a huge sausage fest. And so
well, a lot of media tends to be.
Yeah.
It's nice that he's trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Right, that's like one major complaint about Gaiman, especially in that series. It's just like, oh god, so much male characters.
Yeah. But I mean, he's one of most that all tend to run into that trap where, women are relegated to sexy lamps or tokenized or whatever. And it's always men's stories, which we covered a little bit in previous streams.
Steven says, you guys are making me want to play D3. Well, Season 11 has been a lot of fun. I think that, like, we're all playing Necromancer because it's just,
it's a new class and they're skeletons.
Yeah.
And there's like a law of the universe that Addie and I always have to play the same class, so.
Yep.
This is like one of the few characters that one of the few times that I have not played a melee character. I tend to go Crusader just because there needs to be a tank, and I can go tank pretty well when I'm not dying again. But once we get high enough level to where we can do the grift solo, do we want to try to do Diablo 2?
Yes.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Like, I need to see if I have a legit copy or whatever, because I think I might not. I'm not sure. It's been many, many, many years.
I think the battle chest, well, I can't speak for how much it is in Canadian money, but whatever your Monopoly money is.
It's pretty.
Yeah, ours is not.
It's pretty, some of it glows in the dark. Yeah.
There's a really nice one for the, like, 150th this year for the 10s. Oh man, they're so cool looking.
They never fucking change our money, and it's all just a bunch of dead white dudes.
I really wish that we could have the $1 and $2 coins. I would so much prefer that.
Yeah,
They
so you have a
try,
bunch
man.
of movies and you're carrying money bags.
They try. I mean, I actually, for my Christmas money, I asked for like the US dollar coins for that to be my Christmas money because I try and get them in. It's like me trying to do my part to get it in circulation.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah, when I go to Michigan and I
Oh, for fuck's sake! How did I die again? Sorry. I'm better now.
Oh, that totally interrupted my train of thought. I'm just like, lol.
I'm
lol,
sorry.
lol. Oh no. It's painfully easy to do that. It's not your fault. Like, I'll look at my phone and there's a little light flashing on it, and I'm like, ooh, what's that?
The Arcane asks, it glows in the dark? I mean, does it really?
Oh.
I saw a Canadian coin. It was a $2 denomination that has like a picture of the a toonie. Yes. That has like a picture of the aurora on it, and the aurora glowed in the dark. Maybe it was just like a special.
That was
one.
probably a special coin. They have a lot of like the special loonies and toonies that are like,
Shit.
I don't even know why people do that.
Why
It's just
can't-
totally fucking pointless.
Why can't we have cool money like that? The closest we've got to it is, the U.S. Post Office has come out with a stamp that will, in commemoration for the totality next week. I'm like, yay! How many people
Our money's
actually use
basically
stamps?
plastic now. Like there's clear plastic windows on them, and if they go through the wash, they don't come apart.
I just love that it's called the loonie.
Yeah, loony because there's a loon on it, and toonie because it's $2.
Oh. I never knew why. I was just figuring it was
Wow.
just a weird Canadian thing.
Well, I mean, probably, but there is a loon on it, which is apparently one of the Canadian national birds. Or something.
So, I mean, I was just, had the Robin Williams bit in my head of, it's called the loonie. How do you take an economic crisis seriously?
Clearly we don't.
Well, your economy is probably more stable than ours.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about Canadian economics, other than I probably would like to be involved.
Oh, dead end, okay.
And fun things about Canada is basically nobody lives anywhere but Ontario. Except for people from Quebec, but nobody likes Quebec. Except for Quebec.
Because they're like the highly concentrated form of snotty French.
Yes.
They sound worse than actual Parisians. And I've been to Paris.
Well, yeah. And then there's Newfoundland, which is basically like New Orleans. It's actually like the same group that immigrated or whatever over here originally.
Oh, the Acadians, yeah.
Yes, yeah, they just split to different areas. So they have a very similar accent, even though they're in two completely different parts of the continent.
I want to go eat Acadian food. I bet it's similar.
Probably. I mean, they both settled by the water. So there's gonna
shit!
be a lot of,
God,
shellfish and stuff. Yeah, there's that purple stuff.
It hit, like, the center
Yeah, it
dropped on
spawned
me.
like right on. Yeah, it spawned right on top of you. I saw.
She saw, and she laughed.
I still did. Yes, I'm nice that way. Oh, I'm the worst.
No, apparently I am. I die more than anybody else. I die as much as our minions do. I'm not really...
Load on impact.
I mean, I'm not really complaining. It's more for dramatic effect. I mean, it's... I've long accepted my fate. Really, my problem is I've gotten so used to playing Crusader where it's like, I'm gonna run in and kill everything!
Yeah, and it's like, oh, no, you do not have to save defensive powers.
Do not pass go, do not collect $200, go straight to get kicked in the fucking dick.
Yep.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
It's that big giant thing you can't miss. I should probably not stand in that.
Yeah, me either, but I'm stuck!
Why am I getting, like, so few drops? This is terrible.
Same. The loot
Yeah.
sucks ass.
Bastards interrupted my teleport. I was getting out of here! Why are there so many of you? Stop. Okay.
Okay. Oh, Arcane, I totally need to get started on those granny squares.
Can I close?
Yes.
Yes.
Loot sucks. Loot sucks.
Maybe we should... Let's see, how many grift keystones we've got? This was my 6th.
This was my 4th.
Do you think we can do a grift? I mean, we might be slowing you down a bit.
No, I think, like, I mean, the time that we made for this one is good enough for doing a comparable grift.
I'm good with that. Ugh.
I just
Excuse
heard
me.
a foof.
Oh, is there foof?
Did you hear that?
It's sad and it's dying.
I've got a Kaylee back here. I've got a Kaylee back here. She's peeping.
I have no idea even why he's like crying again. It's just he likes. I swear he just likes the sound of his own voice. Okay. So yeah, I will do that.
Let's see, how much is he empowered? 2 million. Oh god.
Yeah, we got greeted at the door.
Oh, it's a housewarming party. Go away. Switched my right click over to the one that absorbs health from the more bad guys that are around, because
Yeah.
I need all the health I can get. That was not a pun.
What do you want, Foof?
It's dying.
What? Hi.
You clearly abuse your cat.
Yeah. Because I'm not paying attention to him, and that's what he wants. He's looking at me like, love me. He suffers from neglect.
No one loves it.
Clearly.
Let me just move that, because that'll be catastrophic. Haha, catastrophic.
Sorry.
Hi, Foof. Yeah, no, go for it. Just block my monitor. I don't need to see what I'm killing. Now hit yourself in the face. Yeah. Step it.
my kingdom for an elite monster.
I know, right? Like, we're not getting anything. What the frick? Oh, there's one. Ha! There you go. Hand over the kingdom.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well.
Why are you headbutting my shoulder? I'm busy. Oh no. Not the keyboard.
Oh, shit. Really?
Piss.
Oh, piss.
Hell and damnation. He did.
Ooh, shrine.
Yeah, come get us.
There we go.
There we go. Freeze these guys. I'm here every week, guys. Aren't I hilarious? Catastrophic, yeah. I came up with that one all by myself.
Did that work? Did that actually work?
Die, you whore.
I'm like wandering around going, hey, I didn't kill those fucking porcupine things yet. Oops. There we go.
Shit. Stop it! Stop it.
I'm like, I can't save you if I don't know where you are.
I don't know where I am
How
either.
doesn't even find anything in here?
Yeah, no, it's just a cluster fun. But that's what I love about this game. It's just all the colors and explosions and things. It's very satisfying because I'm just like, stuff's happening. I'm getting
Look
points.
at the pretty lights.
That's what we're looking for here, right? Is we get points.
Yes.
We find the numbers to make the numbers go higher and defeat their numbers and...
Freaking hate the fallen shamans though. They keep on bringing back the other motherfuckers and I'm just like, I killed you.
I just want to get to the next level so it's not like this.
I know, right?
I mean, this is very satisfying, but you're kind of on a timer.
Yeah, clusterfucky doesn't really give us a lot of, well, points, I guess, towards the target. I think we're there. Yeah.
Over here's out.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, we've got a pylon here.
Whew, boy.
And it's elite already.
Okay.
Save yourself, kill them all.
Yes, save yourself, kill them all, exactly.
That's better.
Much better, yeah. Now it feels like we made some progress.
I don't suck that bad. Yay!
And then he dies.
Yeah, wait for it.
Yeah. Spoke too soon.
Arcane, the only time that like the only indicator I know of that tells that would tell you that you're officially an actual 80-year-old is if you start wearing muumuus. And you
No, not necessarily. Some 80-year-olds are still quite fashionable, but it's beige. I think that beige is fair.
Definitely fair.
Unless you're someone like my grandfather who basically wore pants and tank tops and smoked a drink.
He sounds like the shit, though.
Oh god, he was like, okay, one of my earlier memories of him when he visited us from Poland is he went to the Polar store here locally that they used to have video rentals, and he rented porn.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
Yeah. And like he just always had like he always had a saying for everything, but they were always like dirty.
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah.
Like, if I had a lady I worked with at Bath and Body Works who used to, if there was something slippery on the floor, she'd say, "Wow, that's slicker than cum on a lard bucket."
Yeah, that's about right. That's the kind. Yeah, that would be my grandma.
I think I know exactly who that was.
It was Connie.
Oh, of course! It was either Connie or Garver.
Garver wasn't country enough for slicker than cum on a lard bucket.
Ah, that's fair.
Oh, beige boo-boos. Yeah, there you go. Knitted beige boo-boos.
Oh, God.
That's like some sort of plus 50 to old lady or something. I don't know.
It's a
Let's
special...
re-roll your crochet checks.
It's a special clothing proficiency.
Yes. You have to wear your plus 10 moo to knit better sweaters for your grandchildren. Oh god. I'm almost done this wine, so I'm abusing myself.
I can't really, like... Oh god, my grandfather. He's... I put it this way. I think once he reached puberty, he was never single. Like, ever. Like, when he was... Like, he was married to my grandmother for 23 years, and then it took him maybe a year to meet my other grandmother, and they were together for something like 30 plus years. Oh wow, I got 2 legendaries.
Well, there's always going to be at least a legendary drop and a legendary gem with this one.
My name is Addie.
Ah, there it is.
Like Auric, I once served the ancient Nephilim. When the
Oh,
champions
apparently I got
of
another
ages
piece of
had to
Trogul
prove
set. Is that the helmet or the
I would
chest?
attempt to improve the clarity of one of their gems. If
I
you
can't
have a
tell.
gem,
Chest.
let me see.
Shitty amulet. Let me know if I can close.
I'm good to
Once-
close. I'm headed back to town.
Let me see.
I am returning to town.
Yeah, I'm good.
My power has grown.
Bong.
See, so you guys did a level 20, just not solo.
Go team.
Who the heck is scrabbling around out there? 1 second.
Oh, Charlie, you might want to have a look at that amulet.
No, the one that I have pairs well with the corpse explosion. That allows me to, like, just do an infinite number of corpse explosions for a duration. Which reminds me, what is that? Corpse Lance? I need to look that one up. Thank you, though. Wow, I only had to repair 10,000 gold that time.
I already have Inarius's pants.
If you have a spare, I could... I'll take them.
Outbound, sadly.
Alright, what is the...
Just like I have Hugh Dancing pants.
Corpse... What was it? Corpse Lance? Target an enemy to summon projectiles from nearby corpses to damage the target. Okay. But that... I'm guessing that probably... That's not a... That doesn't generate resource, though.
Kadala, you're a useless whore.
Let's see. What can I get from her now?
Lucky you.
Nope. Ugh. No, I'm just gonna do this.
Do come back again.
That is too expensive.
Nope. Well, that sucked. Oh, so apparently Rathma's also has the Skeletal Mage. I need to try that. See how I like it.
Sorry about that. Looks like David rose from the dead to make a sandwich.
Oh, good.
He lives.
So is he a skeletal mage or?
I really don't know. So are we gonna do a regular rift or another greater? What do we want?
Whatever you'd like to do, a fearless leader.
I'll do a regular one, I guess, for now. I do not. He was making himself a sandwich, so apparently my skeletons are self-sufficient.
That's handy, though.
I mean, he would make me a sandwich if I asked, but probably not today, because he looks like garbage.
Bless him.
Everyone should have a house David, really. He cooks and bakes, and he does both very well.
I guess I'm technically the house David in this house.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I really do need to try my hand at baking.
I'm terrible at baking. I try, I'm just terrible at it.
Our roommate is also terrible at it. Which is funny because he's a fabulous cook, but he sucks at baking.
Well, that's because cooking and baking are very different. Baking
They
is
are.
a science, and it's very precise. Cooking, you can eyeball shit. You just throw things together and it works.
Yeah, see, I think that's why I would probably be better at baking, because I am shit for cooking. Like, the best skill I have is applying heat to something on a grill.
You can also use the crock pot, because that's sort of like baking.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, put stuff in... Put liner in crockpot, put stuff in crockpot, and heat for 8 hours. That's...
Yep. Yeah, I need to be like an active part of the process, like with cooking, because with baking, I just kind of wander off. And then I'm like, oh yeah.
Instead of, oh shit, my tea. Oh shit, my oven.
Yeah. Or I'll start smelling something and I'm like, what is that? Oh no!
The muffins.
Okay, really liking that skeletal mage now.
Are you copying my build?
I don't know.
Copying your homework.
No, it's fine if you copy the build, I honestly... I'm using, like, I'm literally copying a build from Icy Veins.
I don't know why, it just made me think of the, Deadpool Spider-Man comic where they're both taking an exam and Deadpool's like, hey, what did you get for the answer to 4? It's a test. I got Philadelphia. It's a math question!
Sounds about right. Oh, skellies, go. They just pummel things. It's great. Like I just send them all. I curse something and I send them all after the one thing, and then it just you can see the health go down so fast.
What rune do you have for skellies?
My skeleton's freezing grasp.
Let's see. What do I have
Nice.
on mine?
I'm doing the suicide minions.
I've got, I'm guessing that's Enforcer? Take a look here. Yeah, Enforcer.
Not enough essence.
I think that the build that I'm doing relies, or rather works well with, like slowing and freezing enemies and stuff. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Crowd control is.
Ah.
I'm reaching that point where like my brain's starting to really slow down, and the wine has not helped.
Oh boy.
I do the same thing with recipes. They're arcane. I'll look something up and then it'll be like, oh, but I don't really like this thing, so I'll use that thing instead. And like with baking, that doesn't really work as well generally. Like you can't really, I mean, unless you know how certain ingredients work together. Like even if you're using, for example, sugar alternatives, like other sweeteners, you have to adjust your cooking time and other ingredients potentially, because sweeteners will alter like the texture and how long it takes to bake and all that kind of, and I just like, I can't be arsed with all that. But with cooking, it's like, you know, you don't like, say, sriracha or something that the recipe calls for, well, chances are you don't have to put it in at all, you know? Like, it's...
Right,
or
yeah.
if you want something to be a little less savory or a little less sweet or a little less spicy, you could just, like, not put certain things in or do something different, and it will probably turn out okay. Like, even, I think it's Greek yogurt is a really good sour cream alternative because I think it's like lower in fat or something.
I've
I don't
heard
know.
that
I'm
a
making
lot.
shit up, so. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And it's, you know, probiotic or whatever. It tastes almost exactly the same. It's just like there's a little bit of a tangy difference, I guess. I don't know. But I almost don't even notice. Yeah, see, like, just doing the margarine to shortening thing definitely would alter, like, a pretty significant aspect of whatever it was you're baking. Which, I mean, it's not that you can't use that to substitute the other. It's just that, you know, then you have to kind of like compensate for it elsewhere. Good lord, there's a lot of fucking fiery things in this movie. Why molten? That's the word I'm looking for again. See what I mean? Words, what are words?
Words are a decadent luxury.
I only write fanfic on occasion. Did you tell Duck about my magnum opus for the Fun Police?
No, I did not.
Oh boy.
I was like, the other day I was trying to think of, you know, kind of just some more ideas for it, and I just randomly came up with something that I'm like, okay, when I write this Fun Police series, this is gonna have to be the last chapter. Like, this is gonna be the end. However long it ends up being, whatever other tropes I do, this is the last one.
Okay.
And it's a specific to the fandom thing, because, you know, like every fandom has like certain tropes that tend to be what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, it's something that's specific to the show or the pairing or whatever, meaningful, and like a lot of people would cover it in fanfic or like might bring it up somehow. You know, like a lot of people will
Iconic, maybe.
Yeah, sure. So in this case, I was thinking, like, you know, oh, the chapter title would be like the best of all possible worlds, because there's this whole thing with Will in the beginning of season 3, you know, post Mizumono, and, you know, contemplating the best of all the possible worlds where maybe Abigail would die and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm like, well, what would actually be like the best of all possible worlds here? And I'm thinking, well, I mean, so Hannibal's parents and sister were never killed, and, you know, maybe Will ended up being able to get married and have kids, like, and not end up as a consultant to the FBI, so that, you know, his brain isn't being all messed with. And, you know, maybe he's a teacher or something. And so I'm like, what if they met, like, you know, Will was on holiday with his family in Florence, and he runs into Hannibal at the Uffizi Gallery in front of the Primavera, and they just, you know, kind of have a random conversation, and then, like, they just go, huh, and walk away, and that's the end.
Oh my god! That's like a special level of blue balls there.
But isn't it great?
That's why I'm calling it the magnum opus.
Yeah!
Because it's like literally going with a very specific fandom, like a special fandom thing, you know? Something that people get very invested in. And I'm just like, how can I ruin it?
You're gonna wreck it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we should probably go back to town, huh?
Oh yeah, we're done. Lol.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm killing things. Okay, I'm gonna run away. Don't interrupt me. Yeah. Oh, good. The bed sharing one is probably my least popular one, so I'm happy to hear that. I don't think many people liked that one.
Well, because that's the one where it's like there's I think that's the one with the heaviest weight of expectation.
Yeah.
Because you can do a bed sharing one in one chapter, like a coffee shop AU. You're not going to do that in just one thing, you know?
Yeah. Bed sharing one is sort of like that. That's PWP kind of level easy sort of thing.
Right.
You don't have to develop much. It's just like, oops, oh, things are touching. Haha. What, isn't that how it happens?
It is. It just struck me funny.
I just hope what a thing to happen. My penis fell in your butt. I don't understand. Why does this keep happening?
It's the fourth time this has happened this trip, Hannibal.
Yeah.
It was
I don't know.
It was the fourth time it happened this night. What are you doing? I'm comfy.
What are you doing?
It's a very small bed, Will. But right now I'm still trying to write something for Wrath before I get back to the fun police thing. Because she was having a bad day. I think maybe it's still going on, I don't know, a couple of days now, but I wanted to write her something fluffy. So I'm trying to write something that I could fun police, but I'm not going to. Because it's going to end up turning into accidental Vegas marriage.
Sweet.
Oh my.
But it's just going to be like a short one. I don't want to do anything too crazy, but I'm just kind of like, the last couple of days have been a little burnouty with work, so I haven't been able to really sit down and write. Freaking people keep calling and calling and calling. I want to register for September. Yeah, it's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, we had a lady call the ballet office, and she was like, "I'm worried that I haven't received an email about my, registering my child. I did this, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, when did you register?" She's like, "Oh, just now." I was like, "Okay, did you get the message that said it was pending?" And she was like, "Well, yeah, I did get that message." I was like, "Okay, so our person who's in the office, that our school manager has to go through and okay all this stuff, so that's why it says it's pending. So you'll get an email from her as soon as she does it." And it's like, "Well, when is she going to be in?" I'm like, "Monday morning. It's currently 4:00 on a Friday."
Yeah, like literally that's exactly, like we have a process to registration. Like it doesn't just happen the second that you give us your email or whatever. Like we need to actually make sure that we have space and
You look like you
like
could use a new item. See you soon.
that all
Right.
the information we need from you is there, and that
And that you
we're
haven't
actually
registered
going
your
to pay.
4-year-old for ballet 6.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like we're confirming, yeah, schedules. Like, did you actually need like 3 days before school, or were you looking for 5 days after school, or yeah, it takes time. And we're a small place. Like, there's 18 sites around the city, but the administrative office is like just a few of us, and specifically accounting and registration is like 3 of us that are splitting all of it. And it's a lot between 3
That
of us.
really is a lot.
Yeah. So we're not a lot of people for dealing with a lot of people and things. And that's why I'm drinking wine.
Yes, tonight's stream is very much not at all brought to you by New Belgium Fat Tire.
It's brought to you by the letter alcohol.
I should try to get this bitch to give me some stuff. What do I need?
Let's see, it's 9:20 23 here. I'm wondering, should I get another beer?
Why are you even asking?
Yeah, what the fuck kind of question is that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Question I've ever heard.
Right,
What the
okay.
hell? I got 3 legendary rings in a row and they're all shit.
2 of them are the same.
What a whore! Literally the worst. How dare you? How dare? I need to speak to her supervisor.
You need a special haircut for that though.
That what is it, like white suburban mom asymmetrical shortcut thing?
Yeah, it's the one that makes them look like the alien from Aliens. Like makes the back of their head look distended. It's weird.
Damn.
Round 2.
Ding.
Fight. Well, now I want to play Mortal Kombat. Thanks.
Yeah, same. I'm hoping that they'll have the thing at Dragon Con again this year because they bring in like an old classic like 80s arcade, and one of the, well, not 80s but like 90s arcade, and one of the things they have is an original Mortal Kombat arcade machine,
Nice.
and they're free.
Unfortunately, I can't actually play Mortal Kombat because of my tendonitis and carpal tunnel.
Oh,
The other thing they have at Dragon Con, which is really cool, is they've teamed up with a Japanese arcade company. It's an American company, I think, that brings in Japanese video games or arcade games, and there are some people there that'll like, okay, so this is what this one particularly does. Like, there is a table flipping one where you have to tap down on the table to build up your anger, and when your anger gets to a certain point, you can flip it, and all the stuff that's on the table will fly everywhere and get points and such, and it's so weird, but it's just
Japanese
it's fun.
arcade games are strange.
Well, I mean, you could just say Japan is strange. I think that's...
To quote Yahtzee, what's the phrase? Oh, Japan.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, Muscle Cafe.
What is that?
It is a cafe in which just the only people that work there are muscled men. So you're surrounded by muscly dudes everywhere.
I would
And
like to subscribe to this newsletter.
Yeah.
This
And like they'll like rub their chests against you and stuff. It's like a host club but for muscly dudes specifically, I guess.
that totally needs to be a thing in the US to be like a companion to Hooters.
Yes.
Well, I mean, like, one of the things I find interesting is that in Japan they have like these kind of themed restaurants in general. Like they have host clubs, and then there's like the cat cafe where it's like literally just a cafe that they have cats. Like there's cat trees everywhere, and
I want to
like,
go to a cat cafe so
Yeah.
bad.
and then
I'll
there's
just make you coffee and you can pet Inara.
there's a restaurant where you can pay to like break dishes. There's like a room where you just whip dishes at the wall.
Oh, the rage rooms are
Yeah.
taking off here too, where it's like, here is a baseball bat, here's a microwave, here's some protective gear, go to town.
Yeah,
Nuts.
it's just it's pretty swell.
An interesting opponent.
And apparently there is a Gudetama themed cafe somewhere, and I really want that because Gudetama is like my mascot.
I'm sorry, a what?
Gudetama, he's the really lazy egg from Sanrio.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like he's really depressed all the time, and he can't do things. He's like it's too hard. Not right now. Maybe I
feel that in my soul.
Exactly. He is the best egg. And it's like, you know, he's like gooing down and using bacon as a blanket. It's pretty great.
Now I want bacon and I can't have bacon.
I'm sorry.
Really? You can't have bacon?
It has sugar in it.
Oh, God.
It usually has nitrates.
Hannibal would not.
I know. Well, he probably could make me bacon that doesn't have sugar in it. I don't care that it's probably made out of his accountant.
Well, the accountant probably deserved it.
Exactly.
Okay, Arcane, I'm gonna ask, what, is there a particular reason you just changed handles? Ah.
Limbucks.
I would definitely like to blow shit up to make myself feel better. I mean, that's what I have this game for, to be able to blow shit up.
See, I think that would probably be a good idea to use something like Kerbal Space Program and just make a whole bunch of rocket ships and watch them explode.
That would have absolutely scandalous.
Oh, but we've already concluded that you don't need pants to stream.
Oh, I took off my pants now.
Yay!
I am definitely not worried about that.
I'm only still wearing shorts because I was too lazy to take them off after we went walkies.
I'm in my pajamas.
My pajamas are t-shirt and undies.
That's fair.
It's just too much of a pain in the ass to worry about, like, other clothes. They're just like, just wear what I was already wearing. Take it off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh god, don't stand it stupid!
Or is that a personal reminder?
Yes, that's a personal reminder. Because this kind of level is notorious for me to just like, okay, I'm gonna go over to this spot right here. Why am I standing next to a flamethrower? Why are my intestines over there now?
Crispy fried intestines. They call those chitlins.
Do you prefer original recipe or extra crispy?
Extra crispy stuff. That's way to go. And spicy.
Pan-seared meg.
Is that a sandstone? Oh, it's just blood. There's a bug on the wall.
Is other kitty?
Yeah. She doesn't make noise a lot, but when she does, it's like... Loki looks like he's died in the middle of the hallway and she's standing next to him.
Hey, Addie, can you boost your gain? You're coming in kind of soft.
Oh, I think my microphone was moving away and I wasn't talking as loud.
Oh, okay.
Because I was trying to not disturb the kitty hunting her bug.
Is very important.
She's still just staring at it though.
He's a fierce predator.
Yes. All 4.5 pounds of her. She is the teeniest cat. It's ridiculous. We call her Forever Kitten.
We've got one that's almost like that, but she's gotten a little bigger.
Yeah, this one's like 3 years old. She's done.
I actually kind of freaked out with Inara because for a couple of years there, she didn't get any bigger than she was when she was like about 18 weeks old.
Yeah, that
She's
was
like,
this one.
Kitty,
Like,
are you okay?
when we first saw her, we thought she was gonna be like actually a fairly large cat because she looks very much like a Maine Coon to us. And so we're like, oh, she's probably like mixed with a Maine Coon and she's gonna be huge. And yeah, she's 4.5 pounds. And
But fierce
that's-
predator.
Oh yeah. Did she get the bug? Oh no, it's still up there. Damn it, cat.
I can only imagine how heavy Kaylee is.
Oh, Kaylee probably weighs 15 pounds.
Probably. Big and bad.
Once I kill these guys, just give me 1 sec to get Sam with this bug. Oh, did she get it? I think she might have.
Oh shit, don't stand in stupid, don't stand in stupid. Ooh. That could have gone worse.
Oh, wait, I forgot what a greater rift. I can't really, stop. But I think she got it. I don't see it anymore. She was kind of running off. That's one thing that Sam's really good for that Foof isn't. Like, there was a centipede or something in our sink this one time, and I took Foof and I put him on the edge of the sink to be like, hey, you know, there's a snack, get it. And he just, like, looked at it and then jumped off. And then I put Sam up there. She looked at it, she slapped it, like, twice, and then it was gone. She ate it. I'm like,
Wow.
see, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what we have you for. Which is hilarious because she's like a very meek, gentle, tiny one, but she's like a fierce fucking hunter. Yay, lightning!
Ooh.
Do it!
Oh good, another one.
Well, yeah, it is good.
Oh god, don't stand in stupid. Why didn't you move? Why?
I mean, oh.
Oh, I still have the bonus for the conduit.
Every once in a while I hear my dude, and I'm just like, lol. He's like, I'm on the mend. Because my health was getting low. Like, who said that? I'm on the mend. Like, he's so serious.
I mean, the writers for this game were just a little too much somebody else's D&D game. I got fuck all.
I got a... oh, goody. Another ring.
I got a green ring, but is it going to be the ring I need? I don't have the neck yet, but...
I'm good to close.
I need to go back.
It
Yes,
is
same.
the ring I need. But it rolled like shit. Of course it did.
Right, why wouldn't it? BRB, bio break.
Yeah, Arcane, I kind of do. Or at least I need to cube them.
Oh, illusory boots or whatever, illusory boots.
Yeah, the one that makes you move through and... Let's see here. Oh, summon a treasure goblin, picks up normal quality items. Yeah, we're gonna save you. That's not... Oh, it is a puzzle ring! Oh my god, it's a puzzle ring!
So yeah, we're gonna use that at some point
Yes, yes we are.
and get gold.
Yeah, because I keep dying!
If we're doing bio break, I'm gonna maybe get some popcorn.
Oh, that sounds great.
1 second.
Oh, I should have asked if we could close. So, let's see. While we're taking this little bit of a break, just gonna say once again, hi to everyone that's out there watching. I see most of you are on Twitch. Twitch is great. I like having a lot of the add-ins already there for Twitch. I'm trying to get into Mixer as well. Some of the people that I do streaming with Not Your Mama's Gamer, like almost all of them have migrated over to Mixer just because the community seems to be more inclusive, I think. It's an interesting platform. I think the only thing that kind of bothers me a little bit about Mixer is that you have to have a Microsoft account in order to log in. And that just... I don't know.
I have returned.
Yay! Are we good to close?
Oh, yeah.
Why did I go back in? I don't need to go back in.
I grant you the power of your...
My insight grows.
Bong. Okay, now I'm gonna bio break.
Sorry, I'll be a bit longer. The dog needs to go out, and David's too dead to do it. So
Oh, no worries.
1 sec.
And I'm back.
Addie went to go walk the dog.
Yeah, she was also gonna get some popcorn.
I want popcorn.
Yeah, I know. If you want, we'll get some popcorn on the way to Dragon Con. Unless you want milk and cookies.
Oh god, her dog is so cute, y'all. It's some kind of like very lanky black lab mix.
Oh, yeah, I think you...
And
There you go. Yeah, I think you cut out a little bit because I'm getting an echo.
oh, that's really weird. It keeps wanting me to... But if I hold down to talk for too long, it's like... Yeah, it's like, do you want to use sticky keys?
Oh, it's because you're using shift. Yeah, if you press the shift key 5 times in a row very quickly, a little pop-up will show up in Windows going, would you like to use sticky keys? No, and go fuck off, thank you.
Alright, let's change which key this is.
Well, I'm guessing my dad is okay. I still haven't heard anything from my parents. The last I heard was that... Okay, he's got... Okay, alright. Everything went smoothly. Said the kidney stone ran away to the kidney, but they found another while they were after the first one. So, hooray! 2-for-1 sale.
Good lord.
And he's got a stint for 5 days.
Oh, and then he's got to go back and have that taken out, I guess.
Not to mention, he's also got surgery on his elbow on Monday.
Makes me wonder if they'll put that off.
I don't know. Which part?
The elbow surgery.
No, the doctor said that everything is going to be fine for him to have that surgery.
Oh. Hey, you got a puzzle ring. We totally should go see if we can get loot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, he's got a chipped bone around his elbow, and it's floating. And I think they're going to... I don't know what they're gonna... Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna, like, just go in and remove it, or if they're gonna try to apply, you know, like, try to get it to stick back on, or what. I have no idea. They're gonna fix it.
Get that stuff.
I'm sorry?
Usually they just go and fish it out. Oh, I hear clicking and clicking of little dog feet.
No, arcane, not just like, we'll just staple it back on. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Right, exactly.
Hello, I'm back.
Yay!
Yay!
Just saying, I heard the click and the clack of little puppy feet.
Is it just me, or is Birdie really quiet?
Am I really
no,
quiet?
Everyone's really quiet. What the heck?
I didn't do anything.
Oh, wait. I think I figured it out.
Okay.
There we go.
Yay!
Okay.
So, do we want to just go ahead and use this puzzle ring?
Let's go smack the loot pinata.
Sure. Oh shit, I forgot. Now that I'm not on push to talk, I'm gonna have crunching right in the mic, so I'm gonna switch to push to talk for now.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't want to do that. Because I'll just be like crunch, crunch, crunch.
I won't judge.
Bring out your loot.
Gimme!
Come here, you little shithead.
Oh, dead. Oh god. All the blood shards ever.
That is what these blood shard goblins are good for.
Crap, I'm full. Hold on 1 second. On blood shards, I mean. Come here, you whore.
Alright, let's see.
And I'm back.
Okay. Oh my.
Mounty birds, lol.
An ether weight. Okay.
Okay, Duck, just stay alive.
Right.
It's easy, right?
I can do this.
Give it more time.
She's going after you.
Aha! You missed. Well, you didn't miss, but I'm still here. Oh shit, didn't realize there was a treasure goblin over there. Okay. Alright. I actually got... let me guess, these boots I already have. Okay.
I am returning to town.
Nope, this is a different set. Oh! Oh my!
Oh, that's that Tragul set.
Oh, nice.
I will hang on to that.
Look at that, you've got 2 ancient legendaries.
Let's see, how many of the... Oh, yeah, I should probably go
Such a
shopping.
brave soul.
Let's see.
Do come back again. Don't forget, luck always changes.
That is too expensive.
Well, what's next?
Shall we do... I'm wondering if we should try a regular rift at Torment 5.
Okay.
Okay. Do I need to get out the pool?
Yeah.
An ally is
Okay.
my foe.
The hell?
What was that?
I just exited out of the whole game because I'm really good at this. Don't laugh at me.
Too late.
About its life and its life choices.
Poof thinks he's being sneaky about trying to approach my bowl of popcorn.
Well, it's important to have goals.
Yeah, he keeps on coming at it from different angles. Right now he's like at the far end of my desk on the right. Before he was on the computer on the left side.
Mighty hunter stalks his prey.
Come here. Want popcorn? Because you're stupid? Yeah, you're stupid.
I miss Kitty Cat. Is she busy tonight?
I don't know.
He took it and he's running off with it.
Aww.
So you can
Precious
eat it in a
little
special
shit.
place. Oh, now the dog thinks he's getting some. That's what... That was my own fault. I started it.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I'm back.
Yay.
Oh boy. This might end up being our last trial, at least for the stream, because I'm feeling the beer, and the beer is making me sleepy. It's also 10
Poof is
o'clock.
back for more.
It's also 10 o'clock, and I go out like a light.
Yeah, it's 11 over here, so...
Yeah, I'm just surprised not to see Kitty Cat. So called because she played, she was in a production of Midsummer Night's Dream with Charlie, and she was the lion in the Dumb Show. So she was the kitty cat.
Aww.
Yeah, that was the first time either one of us had ever done Shakespeare.
You would seriously never know with her. Because I saw her do Much Ado later on, and she was really good.
Yeah. Yes, Midsummer was in fact my first Shakespeare. Because Arcane was also in that production with me.
That's one of my favorite Shakespeare plays.
Which one?
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Duck played Theseus.
I was so happy when I did the line, I wooed thee with my sword at the high school show, and some of the high schoolers got it. Like, yes! You're supposed to get that. You're supposed to laugh. You are correct in laughing.
Your delivery on that was just hysterical.
Well, I mean, I was also acting opposite Creeves, and she's, oh god, like, I think I would not have been as good of a Theseus without her as Hippolyta.
Yeah, she did give you, like, an excellent wall to bounce things off of.
Like that, there was one time.
But yeah, Arcane was in this one too.
Yeah, there was one time I almost broke character because we were waiting for the laugh to stop. It was the bit like just right after that. Like I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love doing the injuries. And at that point, I was supposed to kiss her hand, and then I was supposed to. Oh, right. I'm doing kingly things. Right. I know what I'm doing. And as soon as I do that, and I turn away, she wiped her hand on something, and like the crowd lost it. And I'm just like, wait for it.
That right there is pretty much why I would never be able to actually act on stage. I cannot, like, keep a straight face to save my life.
Same.
It was not easy in that one. It was much easier when I was in Picasso at the La Panagile, because I played the bartender, and like I had this sort of not discouraging, but more of just this attitude of, okay, yeah, you're in my bar, just make sure you pay the tab, and like.
And that one wasn't like laugh out loud funny in the same way either.
Where are all the elites? It's all fucking just zombies everywhere. Ah, there's some booze. And I think I might have found the path out.
Oh yeah, that looks promising. Yeah, let's just GTFO. Yeah, Arcane, I think Comedy of Errors was the first one I ever saw at UAH, like the first Shakespeare production.
I think it was the first Shakespeare production.
Ah.
Because it was before Tempest.
Yeah.
And Zach Patrick has like the best facial expressions ever.
Oh god, he's amazing. Oh, I heard it. Where is it?
I hear it. I hear it. There it is.
There it is.
I kill it. If those fuckers don't kill me, Jesus. Those punishers, like 2 of them were pummeling me at the same time.
Kinky.
Thank you for beating me to it.
But they didn't even buy me dinner first.
At least ask for a safe word.
Nope. Bastards.
Oh, for fuck's sake, really?
Clearly didn't ask Duck for a safe word.
Apparently not.
And I'm just looking at my little activity thing there, and I see Kamina Duck was slain, and then Kamina Duck was slain again. Hello.
Okay, Addie, here's a question. You're pretty versed in anime, right?
In certain ones, I guess, yeah.
Okay. Like, no one knows where I got part of my handle from. Like, I
I'm assuming, Duren Lagan?
No, because that's
Really?
what everyone else says. Like, I've actually never seen that one.
Oh my god, you have to.
I keep getting told, because that character apparently is incredibly awesome.
He's pretty great.
I
I mean, the entire show is kind of like, what am I trying to say? It's like as if Birdie wrote it.
oh, well, I have to see it now.
Heart-wrenching. Anyway, sorry, you were saying about Kamina.
Yeah, it's
Like,
actually...
I wrote it. Like, what, does
Yeah.
everyone die, or...
Yeah. Well, it's complicated.
Is
Like
it a
my
slow
writing.
burn?
Point taken.
No, I took it from the surname of the primary protagonist and consequently the primary antagonist of Rosaphone.
Oh, I never really watched Rosaphone.
Oh, it's so good. The music is amazing, and the art and the animation is beautiful.
It's like Evangelion, but happy.
That sounds fake.
It has a different kind of mindfuck. I mean, there's no... like, there is only one spoiler I can give you, and it's that there is no human instrumentality project.
Thank Jesus.
Yeah, it's, the best way I can describe it is a love story with a time dilation.
No wonder you like it.
Yep.
Sounds
All there
right.
needs to be is a coffee shop and I'd be in heaven.
Well, you might be interested in this one totally ridiculous Korean drama called Coffee Prince.
Oh? I've never watched any Korean drama.
Oh my god, they're so trashy, I love them. I have a few particular favorites, like they're so bad in certain ways, like just from a cultural perspective, like, you know, looking at it the way that I look at it from a Western cultural perspective, there are certain things that I just come to not expect in TV show anymore in the West that absolutely still happen in Korean dramas, and I'm just like, why am I kind of fucking loving this? I should not.
I think we got
All the
separated
tropes.
again.
All the tropes. Yes, we did.
Oh, there
But
you are.
anyway, so Coffee Prince is about a young woman. I think she's like a college student or college age student. She looks very masculine, I guess, like boyish. She doesn't really care about looking feminine. She's, you know, working class family, and she just wears like hoodies and baggy clothes and whatever. And so people tend to mistake her for a guy. Well, she ends up meeting this like kind of rich dude. It's kind of I think he's a spoiled guy. It's been a while since I've watched this, so I'm kind of going by what I remember, but I think he's like a rich spoiled guy that decides to start this coffee shop business. And his idea is that he's going to be only employing like handsome guys to try to draw in female customers.
Huh.
I'm sure you can see where this is going.
Yep.
Well, act cough.
So, obviously, yeah, she wants to get a job to
Here
make
we
some
go.
money. I don't remember why, but there is like obviously some motivation for her to be getting this job and to like actually be okay with pretending to be a guy and, you know, whatever. And naturally, a bunch of UST happens so hard, and the guy's like questioning his sexuality and
Because
you
of
know,
course there is.
Of course, because, you know, the one trope that, like, happens so much in fan fiction, but you would, like, never fucking see it in Western television, but it happens everywhere in, like, Japanese and Korean cinema and television, is the whole, like, oh, it's not that I'm gay, it's because I somehow sensed on some level that you were actually a woman. But I fucking eat it up! Like, there's so many... I'm watching one right now that's called, oh, fuck, what is it called? Something brother. Hold on.
I love that when you don't have push to talk on, it's just like bang, 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 bang. It just makes me really happy.
Ugh. Oh, I need to drink
It's called
this beer.
Romance. It's a Chinese drama. And
Literally, it's bromance.
yes, it's called Bromance. And it is about a woman who is raised as a boy because her parents are told by a fortune teller when she is born. Well, actually, he originally told her parents that she was going to be a boy, and then they're like, well, you know, you told us she was going to be a boy, but we have a girl. What are we going to do? And he's like, oh, that's really bad because she's going to have a terrible life. And so they were like, well, how can we fix this? And he told them that they have to raise her as a boy until a certain age, otherwise she'll die or like something horrible will happen to her.
God.
So she's been raised as a boy until her, like, it's supposed to be that it's her 23rd birthday when she's allowed to, you know, be a girl after all, kind of thing. And so she ends up getting involved with this guy, a triad guy. Like, he's a gangster, but he's trying to go legit. Like, it's his father that was a gangster or whatever. And, or mafia guy. And, they end up becoming sworn blood brothers and stuff, and of course there's the whole, like, sexual tension, blah 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 thing.
Well, of course there is.
Whatever, and I'm just like, this is amazing, yes! So bad. And there's another one. Yes, yet another one.
Damn it!
It's called...
Get out of the way! You bastards! Stop it!
I don't remember the name of the other one offhand, but it has to do... It's like a boy band, and this woman, she's got a twin... This woman has a twin brother that's supposed to be in this boy band, but he's, like, still in America because he's getting plastic surgery or something. So she has to take over for him until he can get there. And so she's, like, pretending to be her brother, and two of the three guys that are in the boy band, like, figure out that she's a woman, like, really fast, but they don't let on that they know. But one of the guys has, like, a legit gay panic crisis. And it's, like, the funniest shit ever.
What the?
That's amazing.
Wow.
Like, I mean, like, literally they dedicate, like, a whole episode to him being all, like, emo about it, like, on the bus all by himself and, like, looking out the window and, like, man, I can't believe that I love a guy and he's trying to come to terms with it. It's just, like, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal, dude, it really isn't. But it's Korea, so I don't know.
Right? Like, I'm not sure.
It took me about a day to get to the point where I'm like, okay, so the person that I was dating is actually a dude now. Okay. What
Yeah,
happens
this is
next?
different though. Like, I mean, this guy has been like kind of agonizing over it for quite a while.
Oh, okay.
And they dedicate this episode to basically scenes of him like agonizing over it. It's just, it's comical.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but all of them are very enjoyable shows because I'm trash.
That's fair.
My stomach feels strange.
We don't judge you in your trash status.
Yeah, no.
My insight grows.
I mean, there are times that when I'm updating my Homestuck blog, I have to stop and go make a GIF from Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I have a flavor of trash myself.
And then one of my favorite Korean dramas ever is actually based on a manga, like a Japanese manga. Boys Over Flowers.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah,
I haven't
and
read it, but I know
it factored heavily into the inspiration for my Hannibal Shoujo High School AU thing.
Oh wow.
Bless you and all your house.
I wrote that shit in like a week because I was like, there was a whole mix-up with the Big Bang. I was supposed to be matched to an artist, but they accidentally matched two writers together. So at the last minute, like this, yeah, and this was like, you know, I mean, stuff was supposed to be posted like in a week, and I'm going like, I haven't heard anything, what the hell? And finally, like, the mod decided to, like, she kind of, she was a backup artist, but she was a backup artist for like 5 people.
Oh,
So yeah, so I'm sitting here like, you know, I don't want to end up like, you know, wasting her time or whatever. So I was like really determined to get something done. And she's like, okay, well, what's your idea? And I'm like, well, this was supposed to be for the reverse bang. So I'm like, the artist was supposed to give me the idea, but okay. Finally, I was just like, okay, what about a Korean drama thing? You know, and I was thinking of like all the really, you know, melodramatic tropes and things and just kind of messing with that. And then it ended up turning into the Shoujo High School. Basically, it was like an ode on High School Host Club AU with elements of like Boys Over Flowers and other just general that genre. And yeah, I wrote about 15,000 words in a week, which is insane for me because I'm not a fast writer.
That is insane. Yeah, I am the slowest ever.
And I managed to like edit it and get it betaed in like a night. So yeah, and
God bless somebody that can edit 15,000 words in a night. Lord.
Yeah, and actually, it's one of the few that I'm still like. I wish I had more time because honestly, there's so many scenes that I should add into it. I've been planning on writing a sequel where they all go to a hot spring.
Yes.
Because that's a necessary trope that I did not cover.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna do more like sort of a lost chapter sort of thing.
Oh, you totally should. I mean, I'm gonna actually go back and like heavily edit Widow's Walk.
Yeah, I have a
Because-
couple that I wanted to do that.
Because yeah, I did that for the first It's Beautiful, and I had to crank that puppy out fast because I already had the idea and I think I had started on it, but then it was just like, oh shit, I've got to
Yeah, you
write
took
this
it up
thing
to
in like
11.
2 weeks. And yeah, it's like one of my more popular ones. Actually, that's the one that I got a message a couple of weeks ago that someone wants to actually translate it
Nice.
to Polish. I was like, I can't even help you. Like, if it was German or French, it was just like, okay, I might actually be able to, you know, either glean some knowledge from this or actually be an active participant. But I'm like, yeah, I don't speak any Polish.
Yeah, you do. Kurwa. There you go.
Wait,
That's
What does that mean?
That's
Is
a
that-
curse word.
I was like, is that beer? Is that food? Is that fuck? What?
It's sort of. It's actually pretty much like fuck because fuck is one of those words that has multiple uses. It can be a verb or a noun or you know whatever. It's the same kind of deal, where literally like you can call somebody a kurva, you can just exclaim kurva, you can like
Kurwa.
yeah, you can say like when you're saying like to kurviło mnie. Sorry, I can't even speak. My accent is terrible. But anyway, like that's like it pissed me off or kind of sort of thing. Like
Okay, so yeah, like okay.
Yeah.
So it is kind of an all-purpose. You know, you can use this word like a comma.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Furious Pete on YouTube. He was on the Amazing Race, I think, at one point, but he's a competitive eater on YouTube. Like, he eats, like, really stupid shit all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But he's also a Polish Canadian, and he's done a couple of, like, Polish language lesson videos, and one of them was kurwa. And it's probably, like, one of the best videos ever. Like, you know, he's talking about how like kurwa can get you really far in the Polish language, and he's giving you all sorts of examples.
Oh my.
And it's pretty great. He also has a video where he made a giant pierogi. Like really, really giant pierogi. Like it's massive. And he eats the whole fucking thing.
Now I want pierogies. There's nowhere to get Polish food in town.
Yeah,
no. Well,
the closest, I mean, the only Eastern Europe, like, and it's not even Eastern European, but the only place you can get, like, even remotely Eastern European food is there's a couple of German restaurants in town because, you know, we got all the German rocket scientists.
Oh, I was very firmly but politely told while in Poland that Poland is not part of Eastern Europe. It is Central Europe. It is the heart of Europe. Just so you know.
Okay, well, I'm sure Switzerland would disagree, but, you know, whatever.
Nah, I think that, like, there's some sensitivity with some people about the whole, like, you know, connotation of Eastern Europe and what
well, and, you know, the communism and...
Yeah. They don't really... Although there's an interesting resurgence now in the youth with that, like...
It's like, could we try that again without the killing people?
Not exactly. It's the fact that, like... Poland was communist until, like, the late 80s, basically. I think 1990
Yeah, it was like 91 or so.
Yeah, when it, like, finally officially, like, that's when the government changed over and all that kind of jazz. Mm-hmm. So basically there are now people in their early 20s who have grown up without ever having experienced it. And when we were there, we ended up going to this, it's called the Neon Museum. And it was a museum that was showcasing neon propaganda signs from the communist era. And the thing is...
Oh, that sounds so cool.
It was very interesting. Like, I mean, because the whole thing is that, you know, they were trying to package communism as something appealing. Like, oh, you know, we have fun. We can have cool, pretty things and whatever. So it was like... These neon signs kind of made things colorful, even though it was literally just mundane things like sewing machines, or you know the milk bar, or the library. Like it was just they were all neon signs, and so you know there's like little tidbits or whatever. But what I found interesting, and my husband and I both, is that we were the oldest people there, and we're 34. Like the people who ran the place couldn't have been more than 26, 27 years old. And all the people that were visiting, all the other guests of this museum were maybe 19, 20, 21. And they're all like taking selfies in front of the neon signs and stuff and like all giggling and you know, I mean, they were reading the stuff. It's not like they weren't learning any, but you know, it's like there's sort of a interest in the history and the it's like that detached sort of, how do you put it? Like, because there's a generational disconnect to that era. There's like a sort of what's the word, like it's not that it's popular exactly, but that there's like a sort of trendiness to it, I guess. But it's not like they're actually trying to be communist. It's like there's a trendiness to the images and the styles and
I guess it'd be retro, wouldn't it? Like it would be the retro culture. Like all of us now in the States, it's like everything 80s all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. And so like the milk bars are another thing that have been kind of regaining popularity, and it seems to be a lot of young people that are going to these milk bars. And it's like, by the way, it's not really a fun experience, especially as a Westerner and being used to, you know, when you go to a place like this, you go, yeah, romanticizing, I guess, a little bit, but it's like they do still have the history there. Like it was definitely they were talking about, you know, the issues that were there and everything, but because they're divided from it or disconnected from it, it's like they don't really get the depth of how awful it really was, I think.
Right.
So yeah, but anyway, so milk bars are a very utilitarian sort of breakfast / lunch place. And so we went to one because we were looking for a cheap breakfast, and it's absolutely, I mean, like, I don't think we paid more than, oh god, it was like 4, 5, 6, 7 of us, and I think it was like $25 for all of us.
Wow.
Oh my.
And we each had like a drink, we each had like eggs and bacon and like bread, and you know, it was a full breakfast. But I'm gonna do another regular rift, just so you know. Anyway, so.
Okay. But after this, I will have to.
Oh yeah,
end.
yeah. I was just trying to, you know, make things still move while I'm babbling. So.
History lesson.
Well, because when we went there, you know, all of us like Canadian and American types, we see the menu, and it's a pretty extensive menu. Some of the items don't have prices next to them. Apparently that means they don't currently have those things available at that point. And the other thing is that each item on the menu corresponds very specifically to a button on the cash register, meaning that there are no substitutions or special orders or anything. So you can get an omelet with bacon, or you can get scrambled eggs with sausage, but you can't get like scrambled eggs with bacon or an omelet with sausage.
Huh.
Because that's not on not on the cash register. She can't punch it in, she can't do it for you. So my brother asked if he could get like one of like the opposite thing or whatever. And she's looking at him, and I mean, like, sour face, like, literally, it's like she's never smiled in her life. I mean, I think she's pretty much probably been working there since the communist era. And just never left. And she's like, it's not on the register. And my brother's like, okay, but you have this with bacon and this with sausage, so can we just switch it? And she's like, it's not on the register. It's not on the side. And my brother's like, okay, but can you tell the kitchen? And she's like, you can tell them yourselves if you want, if they'll do it for you. Like, just so bitchy.
That's amazing.
And so then my brother's like, okay, fine. We'll get like the omelet with bacon and the scrambled eggs with sausage or whatever it was. And then she's like, well, then which one is it? My brother's like, both. We want both. Like, one of each. And just, she got so mad. She was so not impressed with us. And, yeah, so, you know, it's like, you know, we're used to being able to make all these substitutions and special requests and everything, and it's like, they just looked at us like we had 4 heads. Like...
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was also an adventure going to the Pałac Kultury, because apparently that was a gift, as my mom put it, it was a gift from Uncle Stalin.
What?
It's the tallest building in Warsaw, and it is a communist building, but it's now kind of a tourist thing. But obviously you can see that it's a very communist thing because, again, very utilitarian kind of design and whatever, but it's the highest point in the city, so you get to see sort of a lot of things. So my brother, again, he's a funny guy. So, we're going up, I think it's the 30th floor, that's the viewing level. And then, like, there's no level 31 or something, or 32, and then it's like, then it just goes to 33. So, we're going up to the 30th floor, and there's like an attendant in the elevator to take us up to the 30th floor. My brother kind of leans over to her, and she's like, so what's on the 32nd floor? And she gives up, like, I mean, I'm telling you, these people are all remnants of the communist era. Like, there's no smiles, like, just sitting there in, like, a navy blue blazer, kind of, like, you know, just looking at us like, sure, why are you asking questions?
You're pretty sure she's actually fused with the elevator wall.
Pretty much. Honestly. And like you have to see the way my brother says, like, I'm dying. Like, he's just kind of leaning into her with this sort of like half smile, like, so you know, what's on the 32nd floor?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And she says something like really like curt, like, oh, electronic things, or like, you know, machinery or mechanisms or something like that. Basically, like, probably things like the light controls for the whole building and stuff like that. And like just left it at that. My brother's like trying to make a joke, like, oh, that's not really what's up there kind of thing. And she just had like no humor whatsoever. Okay, so fine. Like, we go up there, we go on the viewing floor, we're running around, whatever. We get on the elevator downstairs. It's it's a different elevator. Like, there's one that goes up and there's one that goes down. So it's a different lady, but you would barely know it because she looks almost exactly the same. And like literally the same expression on her same expression on her face. And my brother leans in again and asks again. He's like, okay, so we tried to find this out before, but what's really on the 32nd floor? And she says exactly the same answer in exactly the same tone of voice. So now I'm like, and I mean, I should probably add that we were all drunk this evening. So I am like, I can't breathe. I have tears in my eyes because my brother is just being such a and the fact that these women are exactly the same and answering in exactly the same way, and they're so mad that he's asking. Like, it's just like, you're not allowed to ask what's on the 32nd floor.
It's like an episode of Welcome to Night Vale.
Yes, it was just, and my mom's looking at me like she's so pissed because I can't stop. I'm trying so hard not to laugh. Like, I'm probably beet red, like tears streaming down my face, and I'm like hyperventilating. And my brother's wife is looking at me trying not to die. Yeah, it was interesting. So communism is the moral of that story.
So riddle me this, Batman. Why were they called milk bars? I've never actually heard that term before.
Didn't you watch Clockwork Orange?
I did not.
Oh, because he goes to a milk bar there.
No, I've never seen it or read the book.
I just assume most people have, so I don't know. I haven't read the book, but I have seen it. At any rate, like, my understanding of milk bars is that they're like breakfast type places. So, and it's like, you know, cheap kind of breakfast thing.
Working class. Well, yeah. I guess it wasn't working class because it's communism, so, you know, the labor.
Everyone's working class.
Sounds like a Waffle House or an IHOP.
It's kind of... Yeah, I'm like looking it up on Wikipedia real quick, and it's basically like a cafeteria. Like, it's you order at the till, and then you pick up your food at like a little window from the kitchen, and then you sit down. It's kind of similar to an automat, except it's not automatic.
Okay, I have seen those. They don't have them in the States, really.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's kind of a Polish thing, apparently. Because, I mean, there are other types of milk bars, but this one specifically is a Polish thing, I guess.
When we were in Switzerland, my friend and I, we asked the lady we stayed with, you know, we want to come back, and we wanted to come back and stay at her. We Airbnb'd like the other half of her house, and we were like, where should we go if we want to go someplace next? And actually, what she said was, she was like, you really should go see Poland. You should go to Warsaw.
It's one of those places that I think doesn't end up being on people's tourist lists for whatever reason, and I'm like, it's actually like really It's a beautiful country, and it's so cheap. Like, everything's so cheap there. It's really easy to visit.
Do they use the euro?
They do, but you're better off using their money because the euro's super expensive. So use this one. It's way cheaper.
Ah, so they do both.
Yeah, they haven't converted to the euro yet, thankfully. It's been very good for them economically. There's a lot going on. Holy shit. But yeah, Warsaw itself, honestly, there's a few interesting places to see, but I wouldn't suggest spending more than a few days in Warsaw, because most of Warsaw was decimated during the Second World War. Like, I mean, so what you're gonna see is really communist-type buildings, and it's like the old town square is literally just like a square block. There isn't much left of it, and there's nothing left of the castle. There's like a little bit of the moat and some of like the castle wall is there, but that's it. And the other point of interest would be the Wilanów castle, which is a little bit outside of the main part of the city, which is why it wasn't destroyed, because it didn't get blitzed with the rest.
Right.
But really, like, the place to see in Poland would be Kraków, because that's the city that survived. Like, they surrendered when they saw what happened to, you know, Gdańsk and Warsaw and other places, so they were able to, like, the entire city is still like an old town.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's also, you're gonna see, I mean, you see Pope John Paul statues and things everywhere, but in Kraków it's in particular high concentrations because he's from the area. So
right.
You can see like where he lived at one point when he was still a priest or brother or whatever. The castle's still there, and it's huge. That castle is so huge, like, oh my god. And like, I'm pretty sure you could probably go there for a day and still not see the whole castle. And of course, that's, like, if you're interested in any of the World War II history and stuff, like, you know, that's where Schindler operated, and some of the film was shot there, I believe, and things like that. And then, of course, not far off from there is the Wieliczka salt mine, and
ooh, salt.
Yes, and you can actually lick the walls, and they do encourage it.
Germs.
No, it's salt.
Yeah, I guess salt, so.
Yeah. It's all sterile or whatever.
Oh boy.
Out of curiosity, what's the concentration of people that speak, like, does anybody there speak English, or is it
almost
really common?
everyone? Basically, if you see an old person, you're probably not going to have a lot of luck, but anyone like below 40 knows English.
That's how it was in Amsterdam. Because that was kind of our only concern, was we were basically trying to go places that we would have a prayer speaking. Be it, you know, we basically had German, French, and English to choose from, and a little bit of Italian.
Yeah, pretty much, like, everybody speaks German and English. Those are the common languages.
And then we'd be safe.
Oh shit, this was a bad idea.
Yeah, these ones.
Best idea.
I had to go back to town because all my stuff had lost durability, and I teleported to Addie, and oh shit!
And you got pummeled.
The Rift Guardian has arrived.
Oh good.
Oh, and it's also really close to the top of the mountains, which is like a Alp-like mountain range. there's all sorts of, you know, quaint scenic towns and things.
Yeah, we do want to go back, and I think we're looking at possibly doing. We want to go back to Switzerland again. No, Curtis does not speak all the languages. He speaks. He's definitely conversational in German, almost fluent. He's conversational in French. He speaks enough Italian to, you know, get around. Not much Spanish. He knows a teensy bit of Russian, and I think that's it. Curtis is his roommate. He's like one of those ridiculously like just stupid smart people that does like his hobby is reading shit on Wikipedia.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah, one of those.
Okay. I hate to, but it's 20 to 11 here, and I'm seriously starting to fall asleep.
You
He's
sound like
turning
a
into a
polyglot.
pumpkin.
Yeah, I know this is not from the alcohol, so I'm just tired. So, well,
Same time next week?
yes, definitely, because we have to play next week, because the week after we're going to be in Dragon Con.
Right.
So, yeah, well, we shall most definitely do this again next week. So,
All right.
until then,
Good night, everybody.
good night, everyone.